So as I said, somewhere around 1800 or 1900, I asked for a report to be done by my Germans on how many new houses had to be made to house everybody being displaced by war and to keep up with population growth, and how many new farms and everything had to be made um, to keep up with expansion and growth, and basically to house the people of the world. So Germany got together and they started to work on it and started to think about it. I hired a team, I think, or something like that, or just directed a team to start working on it. Basically, you can call it slave labor or whatever, but basically, what most people don't realize is somewhere around 1910. Um, and I was actually having people go through my. That's another thing that Auschwitz did, actually, or not the Auschwitz train station, is that they would bring in new people to there, and people would be fingerprinted at that. They had about a 3 day turnaround. Um, Everybody went to Auschwitz, basically. Um, they would go to Auschwitz and they would get fingerprinted, and I think an ID or something like that. And then they would go out, and there were probably like 3 or 4 different train rail yards around Europe, around Germany or something like that. And this was all happening around between 1890 and like 1920 or something like that, where everyone was being fingerprinted, and basically their name, their age, and basically who they were or whatever, and they were getting fingerprinted or ID'd. That's what the little tattoos were about, that said that you went through Auschwitz and whatever, and that was to ID you, because a lot of people were going missing, a lot of people were getting killed, and I was trying to get a handle on it, and a lot of people needed houses, of course. So me and a small Germany were like, okay. So they did the numbers and everything. And they said, well, we're going to need 100 new houses a day, um, which is like 100 new houses. That's, I don't even know how many, 32,000 houses a month or something like that. New houses, basically. And I was like, okay, well, we're gonna have to find a way to do this. I guess. I mean, I don't know why I took it on. I just decided to do it for some strange reason. I guess because I'm Lucifer White Star Lines, and basically I decided, I was like, all right, well, to work, people. And so my good Germans basically just started figuring out how to house, or a team basically uh, of Germans, I believe, figured out how to house 32, how to build 32 new houses a month, pretty much. Because I guess we just didn't have that many houses or something like that, and what kind of houses they could be, and everything like that. And I knew we wouldn't be able to keep up, and we'd be grossly undermatched, basically, because it's like we're trying to build that many houses a month. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous number. But I was like, well, if we can even get close to it, or even, I don't know, even new house a day, that's something. So anyway, so we get to work, and that's what Auschwitz was. I mean, I already had a pretty good standing of quite a bit of stuff, and I am the creator of humanity and 800 galaxies. So it's like, well, if I can't do it, no one can. So Lucifer White Star Lines, basically White Star Line Company, starts trying to build these houses. Like I say, we task everybody and try and start modernizing and building new houses. So, which is basically 100,000. I mean, basically like 100 houses every single day, which is ridiculous. Anyway, though, so my team of Germans gets to work, and I have other people. Anyway, this also creates a lot of I mean, a lot of people start loving me for this, because I mean, I just take it under. It's just, I'm like, well, why not? Who else is going to do it? Santa Claus, God, or some self-proclaimed king of men, or something like that. Anyway, though, so me and Germany start to work on building new buildings. We're figuring out how to build new buildings faster, because we have to build 100 new buildings a day. So Germany starts working on it, and and I think we start doing some test buildings, actually, like how long does it take to build this kind of building? How long does it take to build that kind of building, and how can we build a building faster? So there's actually a place actually where they have different types. They built a different type of building. They assembled a team of 100, and they built a building, and then they worked on how they could build that building faster and better. And they do this at a site somewhere where they just build buildings and build buildings faster and better and figure out how to build them faster and more efficiently. And basically I think this would be one of the Auschwitz sites was like this, basically where there was a team of like 1,000 or 3,000 people trying to build a building faster and better, somewhere around Germany. So they're working on that. And meanwhile, we're starting to plan and do aerial surveys and aerial photographs of the ground to see where we can build new farms, where we can build new mines to get the materials we need, because we need huge amounts of lye of lye or whatever, and alkali and the other materials to make concrete. We also start working on some newer, better blends of concrete. Like if you look at Germany and Auschwitz, you'll find that they were working on just about everything: metal, concrete, wood. They were working on looking at everything pretty much. Germany is was an everything kind of place. So they were working on just how to build everything better. No, build everything first and then build everything better. So a lot of concrete blends, a lot of metallurgies, a lot of everything. Anyway, I also start somewhere later on or around there. I start doing the Panama Project, and I'm basically housing and I also start doing clothing. Anyway, though, I was already pretty rich or something, and basically, I could already like snap my fingers and get a lot of stuff done. So we embark on this crazy, ridiculous project, which is basically um, like, what is the world today? Basically, it's like, what is the world today? Lucifer, White Star line. Yep. Anyway, so anyway, that's what we start to do, and everything else. So anyway, that starts around 1890 to like 19 something or some year, basically, and then we work very hard. Of course, there's like the old veterans and all that other stuff, because they build a lot of farms too, and it actually probably starts out a lot sooner. I'm not exactly sure, but pretty much we're trying to house the world and also clothe them later on, and even make shoes for them, and also do some hats or something like that to cover their head. And that also branches out to Hong Kong, China, Japan. Basically, pretty much we're just Germany's like forward. Like I say, they also work on the proper salute, forward or like this. And how is that? Anyway, Germany actually, like I say, when Germany is was really an everything kind of country. We did everything together, and we started working on everything: the metallurgy, the wood, the concrete, everything. So that's where it all comes from. Really, is Germany and Germans. Germans, which are, well, I mean, they're kind of like Aryans too, or Aryan as in flight. Um, Basically, we do genetics together. Germany has genetics first. I mean, they're of a ridiculous level of schooling, where they actually go to school for like 25 years and they know pretty much just about everything, maybe. Anyway, and we basically pretty much build the whole world. We do speakers together. We do TVs. There's nothing that Germany didn't do already, pretty much, almost. Um, and they love me very much, and I love them, and we all work very hard together. And then there's this point in time when somebody else tries to take over, and I have to get them out of those concentration camps, or get them out of the jails or whatever. Anyway, and I do that. I negotiate my way through it, and things are, and we start building more farms again. There's this point in time where technically JFK kind of took over, but didn't really take it over. I mean, he kind of just killed that many people, whatever. Anyway, and I even surrender or something like that, because they're going to kill a lot of people if I don't. Anyway, but I negotiate my way out of it, pretty much slowly but for surely. And I guess maybe I don't. Well, I mean, I am. I don't know. They had a lot of power for a minute. I was like, shit. So anyway, and things get really bad. But anyway, like I say, but we get through it. So, at least I think we do.